Hi, my name is Master Grill, and this is the next video in the series for the second adult self-defense class. All right, so now for this video, Bob has joined me, and we're going to go over the front two knuckle punch and the back two knuckle punch. All right, so for the first class, what we did was the palm strike and the hammer, and also an elbow strike. So we're going to strike it from that way. So it's like kind of elbow strike this way, so that's going to elbow bob. Or you can even do like a spinning elbow. So from here, bam, you're striking that way. So it's like you bring your hand across to the elbow. So from here, pop. All right, so now for this video is the front two knuckle punch. All right, so now the front two knuckle punch, what that looks like is from here. So you're actually, as the name implies, you're striking with the front two knuckles right from here. So like see the front two knuckles? That's the only spot you want to hit with. You don't want to hit with these two knuckles at all. You want to strike with these two knuckles. That's where it gets the name from. All right, so now for these two, you always have like your hands up to guard, covering your face, so you kind of like throw the strike like that. Now, what happens is with the punch is that the force or the impact goes to the front two knuckles from here. And what happens is the force or the impact of the strike goes into these two bones, into the main bone in your arm. So when you throw the punch, you want to make sure that your wrist is totally straight. Like if you're doing this, it will make your wrist jump back some. So what you want to do is you want to keep the wrist totally straight like that. So as you go to punch, you want to come out like that. You see what I mean? So now the force of the impact goes into these two knuckles, into the main bone in your arm. So now what happens is if you throw the punch, I'm just going to see it with Bob. Let's see if I go to punch, I punch wrong, and I hit with these two knuckles, what happens is I could hurt my wrist, and more likely I could hurt my hand, because what happens is if you put the pressure on these two knuckles, these bones really don't lead anywhere, where these two lead to the main bone. So what actually happens, you could actually break your hand. So if you go to throw the punch, you could break your hand this way. So you want to strike from here. It's actually the reason I don't put this in the very first class. That's why I like the palm heel. It's a little bit safer for us, the one doing it, and the hammer strike is also pretty safe. But as you get a little more advanced and you want to learn more strikes, the front two knuckle is a fantastic strike to learn. All right, so the force goes from here into the main bone in your arm. So now when you throw the punch, what you want to do is always leave a bend in your elbow. Because what happens is, if you actually throw the punch this way, it's like, actually pretend this hand is like a meter on my elbow. And when I throw the punch, what I want to do is stop, because if I go too far, follow my meter, it goes, boom, your elbow basically pops up, and you can hyperextend your own elbow. People also call it tennis elbow, same thing, where you kind of hyperextend your elbow. So you want to make sure when you throw the punch, especially in the air, if you're actually hitting something, that will tend to absorb the impact. So like if you're punching, since you hit something, it actually makes it so your elbow doesn't hyperextend. Unless it's something that you think is heavy or strong, and then it's really like not like somebody's holding your pad lightly, and then you go right through it, you can hyperextend it. So whenever you punch, you want to practice keeping a bend in your elbow. With time and practice, you can get further. Like right now, there's a bend in my elbow. It might not look like it. That's straight. So, so you want to keep that always bent when you're throwing your punches. Now, you also want to keep the punch close to your body. So from here, when you are, if you bring your elbow out, what it does is it pulls energy away from your strike, because you're always strong inside in your center. Just like we say, if you hold like a dumbbell, like hold it out, you can only hold it for a short time, because you're weaker out there. The closer you're in, the stronger you are. If you need to hold something heavy, you want to hold it here. You don't want to hold it out there. You want to hold it in here. All right, so what you want to do is you want to keep your elbow in close to your body and have it come out. So like if you see someone like doing this, that's actually getting out of your body, or it's kind of like getting out of your center, is a better way to say it, where the punch loses power dramatically. So like if you see someone like doing like this, it's not as strong as when you have it in close, because it's more powerful. And plus you also protect your ribs in your body. So like from here, like say if you want to hit me in the ribs, if I do this, it's like I'm open the whole time. So if I'm here, I'm almost closed, almost, let me do it this way, I'm almost closed, protecting my ribs the whole time, until it's at full extension, then I'm finally open. But my lower elbow will help protect. So you want to kind of protect this way. So the less vulnerable spots you give an attacker, the safer it will be for you. All right, so you want to keep it in close into your body, and then keep bending your wrist this way. So that is the front to knuckle punch. Now this one is good for like it's somewhat of a distance, you know, so like you're going further, person's away from you. You could do a quick jab, you know, like a smaller strike, or you could do like a bigger turn, like turn your body. And if you could really like get your body into it, it could throw a lot more power into it. So as you like turn, is how you get power from there. All right, so now the back to knuckle punch gets its name because it also hits with the two knuckles, but this one is now upside down. So where the front to knuckle is this way, the back to knuckle is this way. And what you do is you actually keep your wrist straight. So from like the front to knuckle, it stays straight also. So it's like from there. So now the front to knuckle is great for a distance shot. It's very useful. You can use it for close too, so don't get me wrong, but you can use it. And like the back to knuckle tends to be if the person is closer and you want to strike lower. So like say if he's in your face, boom, you can cut through with a back knuckle. It's very powerful that way. Yes, you can reach with it too and go higher. You definitely do that. It'll tend to be like higher, lower, and closer. It tends to be. It can be like a sneakier shot. So like from here, they won't even see it coming out like from there. So you got the front to knuckle and then the back to knuckle. So the back to knuckle, actually, there's a less chance, just so you know, there's a less chance of hurting your elbow with a hyperextension because it's like you have the front to knuckle. Remember, it was like a meter on your elbow where it kind of pops up. Do it this way, so you can see. So where the elbow pops up for the back to knuckle, it's more straight out. So there's less of a chance of hyperextending your elbow because it's just not the motion for it. So you could actually feel a little more comfortable extending it if you need to. All right, so that's the back to knuckle. So front to knuckle punch, and then the back to knuckle punch. All right, great. We'll see you in the rest of the series of all the videos.